No, your teeth aren't deteriorating just because you didn't brush your teeth well enough. Do you really think it's that simple? I'm so sick of hearing people say stuff like, oh, well, make sure you brush your teeth. Brush your teeth better. I wish I had brushed my teeth better. No, it's not that simple. I brushed my teeth all my life, night and day. It has to do with so many layering factors that break down your body and decay your teeth from the inside out. They're actually decaying from the inside out. Once it breaks on the outside, your tooth is already completely deteriorated on the inside. This happens because of how it's connected to the organ systems of your body. Our body is an interconnected system. Don't ever forget that. So if your teeth are deteriorating, like mine, and I've been on a journey for many years now to get to the root of what's happening. And it's all my bottom teeth are good, except my molars. The top teeth are where I'm having a lot of issues. And all my molars, well, I think I have two left on top, are gone. Because here is a breakdown of what happens. There are lots of different things that make up our cellular structure. We have an energetic system, an etheric system, an emotional system, a mental system, a physical. All of these bodies that we have work in tandem to create our state of wellness. State of wellness. Yes, I do have a lisp right now. You can talk about the cell salts. Our bodies have 12 baseline, and these are all kind of different theories that I've explored. I don't have the exact answer. But it's been part of my I don't want to say my wellness journey, my healing journey, is asking the why questions. Why is it happening? No, it's not as simple as brushing your teeth better. If it was that easy, no one would have dental issues, because it's not as simple as just brushing your teeth. It has to do with the foods that you eat. It has to do with your environmental exposures, the water that you're drinking, your everyday stresses, your mother's health. This is one people forget, and I'm seeing it in my own life real time, because now I'm working with my children, my oldest of which having his own dental issues, and now we're trying to kind of figure out where it's coming from. And the interesting thing is, his pregnancy, my pregnancy with him, I was extremely diseased in that I ended up with preeclampsia. I was having blood pressure issues throughout my entire pregnancy. I ended up with protein in my urine. I was having heavy edema. But I was a personal trainer, and I was working out regularly. I was taking protein powders, eating a high protein diet, eating healthy protein. I was eating very holistically. I had kind of transformed my health in a very holistic direction, with lots of supplements, minerals, protein powders, working out, getting outside. I thought I was doing everything that was right for me based on what I learned from the nutritional and personal training programs that I studied under, and using the products that the gym that I worked at sold, thinking I was on a healthy wellness journey. Turned out to not be true. I think that high protein is the destruction of your system. High protein diets, particularly, not all high protein, but particularly high animal product, will add stress to your kidneys, overload your system, add mucus, congest your body, dehydrate your cells, and contribute to constipation. All of those factors contribute to a breakdown of your internal system and your ability to eliminate waste. And then that all gets stored and backed up, and all of that contributes to dental breakdown. I think a dental breakdown is kind of the end piece. My body showed me subtle symptoms of dis-ease in my body before getting pregnant. Those symptoms progressed and amplified throughout my pregnancy, which then created what was diagnosed as preeclampsia. But I personally think preeclampsia is essentially kidney breakdown, kidney weakness, kidney overload, which then overflows back into your stomach, intestinal tract, liver, contributes to constipation and urinary issues. That's why the protein that's in the urine shows up for preeclampsia. And it's proteins because that is what the body is not breaking down properly. Because when you have a lot of proteins, your body needs, your kidneys in particular, need to break down the proteins into amino acids in order to be absorbed, utilized by your body. We need amino acids, not proteins. Proteins are almost too heavy for our bodies to break down properly. That is why animals that are high protein, like carnivores, have a different digestive tract. Theirs is shorter. It's quicker for their food to be broken down, processed, and eliminated. We have a much longer digestive tract, which matches primates, other frugivore species, because we are meant to have more of a high fruit diet. That does not mean you only eat fruits and berries all the time. That's going to be ideal, yes. But when we start to bring in our culture, where we are growing up, where we are living, it's sometimes difficult to do an all-fruit diet. So that's why I speak to being fruit-based, mostly fruit. It might be different. I haven't been all fruit for a while, but I've been fruit-based for a while now. And I do think that going all fruit is going to be really, I'm going all fruit this summer, as we start to get more fruits available locally. I just started getting watermelon, so I might do some watermelon fasting. Mono-fruiting, mono meals is a huge factor as well. The way we combine our foods also contributes to the way it putrefies and creates acidity inside of your digestive tract. So when you're combining meats and grains, meats and starches, proteins and fruits, or proteins and all of that combination is also creating this highly acidic environment inside your body. And the acidity of your stomach becomes the acidity of your mouth. So basically the acidity of what's happening inside your stomach pushes up into your mouth, and that's the bacteria that is inside of your mouth, and also creates the acidity in your mouth, where then we'll see even further breakdown in your teeth. But it also comes from your internal system, the pathways that create the structure of your teeth. Now, these relate to the root chakra. It's foundational. They're bones. It's our bone and skeletal and connective tissue and foundational system. So when you have imbalances in your root chakra, which also relate to the organs that are around the root chakra, traumas in that system, which relate to kidneys, colon, reproductive system, urinary system, all of those things will also affect your bones. So usually when you see issues in the teeth, you're also going to see issues in other foundational structures of your body, energetically, emotionally, and physically. So bones, joints, connective tissues, fascia, tendons, ligaments, all that, the foundational structure of your body. Those relate to cell salts. Coming back to the cell salts, you can link all of those things to particular cell salts. Of the 12 cell salts, they will link to certain ones. So like, I'm now taking spagyric formulas, which is whole plant formulas, for 3 of the cell salts that relate to the bones and skeletal system, which are calcium fluoride, calcium phosphate, and silica, I believe. And then you can go a step further and connect those cell salts to astrological signs. And then you can connect those astrological signs to the months that you were not in your mother's womb. And those are seen as kind of the depleted or deficient cell salts in your body. That was one of the most powerful connections I found. And I just have started learning this over the last few months. But that is where we're at right now, is that link with your astrological birth chart, the months that you weren't in your mother's womb, what she is missing, as in me, like for my child or my mother, and the cell salts that connect to that, the organ systems that those cell salts link to, connect to in the body, the chakra systems, and the energetic spaces and how that links to certain organ systems. And there's also meridian charts where you can connect each organ to a certain tooth, the meridian channels. There's so much to explore. I don't have the answer of what is the absolute truth of how the body deteriorates in that way, the connection of all those things. These are all theories that I'm exploring and seeing what sits, what kind of feels the most intuitive, what works, what results I get from it, how it shifts my body. I will say that with the spagyric formulas, I definitely feel like my teeth have gotten stronger. Even the teeth that I haven't had issues with feel stronger. And the ones that have been because that part, like especially my front teeth, I can't bite because they're weakened. Because I have the 3 others. I had the one pulled. That was a tooth that was hit when I was younger and cracked it at the root line, fractured it under the gum line, and it slowly died off over the years. And that's essentially why I had to get it pulled. It had broke and it was dead tooth. So I had to be pulled. It affected the other teeth, I believe. But I also think, here's another connection. I've had chronic sinus and head congestion most of my life, at least most of my adult life. And I also think the amount of blockages, because this issue that I just had over the last weekend was from my own kind of exploratory journey, found out it was because of blocked sinus channels, blocked sinuses. I had like this cysty thing in my sinus cavity, and I was not able to drain anything out. So with some work, castor packs, and some tapping and other ways of sauna, and I was able to get things draining out of my cheek. This ball, a cysty ball essentially that was in my cheek, that was in my sinus. It was in my sinuses. It was easy to think that it was some sort of abscess and, oh my God, I need to get my teeth pulled. And I was so in that train of thought too, because it was swollen all in my upper gums. It swelled above the 2 teeth that are back here, the 2 last molars I have. I'm like, oh crap, now I'm going to have to get those pulled. No, I had to sit with it and realize intuitively, I knew that there was a connection to the sinus cavities and my upper, because of my upper teeth being the primary ones that I'm having issues with. I very much believe that the sinuses are connected to those tooth deteriorating as well. Because when you get blocked sinus cavities, think about all the sinus cavities in your face, and those get blocked and you're not able to drain the lymphatic fluids, you get built up mucus, and it blocks all your sinuses and the nerves and all the connections into your teeth, and it will slowly begin to decay. It'll slowly break down the tooth because you're not getting vital life force, energy flow, and nutrients running into those spaces. Those blockages are essentially what you want to release with detox. The point of that with detox and fruits and herbs is to clear blockages, all the blockages, the stagnation energetically, emotionally, mentally, and physically, because the free flow of energy is what creates vitality. We are energetic beings. So when you are energetically blocked, then it starts to overflow into all of the other aspects of your body. It begins energetically and then flows into the spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. And the physical is the final manifestation. So by understanding the role that the blockages played in the breakdown of my teeth or my kidneys, or I've had chronic constipation, that connects to, I've noticed as I clear out my intestinal tract, it's clearing out my head. Those two are also very connected. A congested colon is a sick body, period. If you're constipated, if you're congested in the colon, you got a buildup of mucus, your bowels are stagnant, you're holding toxic waste inside your body that are supposed to be eliminated, and all of that continues to push back into your digestive tract, eventually back up into the mouth. Why do you think you have GERD and acid reflux? It is all a back push of toxic waste that are sitting stagnant in your bowels. Clearing the bowels will clear everything. And it starts with fruits, and herbs are the supportive factor in that as well. Coconut water. There's a lot of herbs that'll help, that have a sort of clearing, laxative effect. So that's my story and rant for the day.